Hey everybody, I don't know if I'm going to have anybody tonight. I may just be watching this thing by myself. Um, I had to, it's not Steve's fault, but he wanted to show a movie and he didn't know how long it was going to last. So I had to change the time from 7 to 8 so that he and I wouldn't be overlapping each other on our stream. So he didn't have too many in his, so I don't know if people were just busy or what. Hey, John Smith, I'm glad you're in here. You must be my one I've got in here. Um, if you don't mind, I may blab a little bit. To that, which movie was a dog? Was it the one that Steve showed, or the one that I'm getting ready to show? Or it could be both of them. Um, yeah, I mean that if you're talking about the lock in that Steve showed, was John in yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, hey, Davy Henry. I got some new people in here.
Well,
These
he's
are.
talking to Diana, so
Oh, well, I think he
I
meant
know.
me.
Yeah, he's
Steve's. Yeah, well, that's a movie that you can easily make fun of. I think that's why he picked it when it didn't work out for him to do the
if
other
everybody
movie.
wants if somebody wants a link to that, I can make it available. If you want to have that for your personal collection.
Davy, you're new. Well, welcome. I'm glad to have new people. I had a new guy come in the other night, and um, I mean, I welcomed him, but then he started talking about uh, knocking the heads off of turkeys and chopping their heads off and stuff. And as as long as you don't do that, Davy, you're welcome to stay. Because I eat turkeys as well as anybody does on Thanksgiving, but I didn't need to know any kind of gruesome details about what this guy was going to do to turkeys. Um, but John, you said no, thank you. You won't, Davy. Well, that's good. I mean, you don't. I mean, most of the people that come in here are just fine, and some of the people are regulars, and all that. And so I already know a lot of people's personalities, but I always welcome new people to come in here as long as you don't, start being a jerk and saying things like this guy was saying. Um, but tonight, um, the movie that I'm doing a watch along for is Blood Rage, aka Nightmare at Shadow Woods, aka Slasher. I think at one time it had the title of Slasher. Now there is an older movie that's called Blood Rage that me and Steve always refer to it as the Yoo-Hoo Killer Blood Rage because the guy works at a Yoo-Hoo bottling factory. But this is the one about the twins. It takes place on and around Thanksgiving. So that's why I wanted to pick it for one of the November watch alongs. I probably could have waited another week and maybe done it the week before, or the week right before Thanksgiving, but I just decided to do it tonight. And then tomorrow night, um, we are doing or I'm doing another watch along for Thou Shalt Not Kill Except, which is a movie that was directed by one of Sam Raimi's childhood friends, Josh Becker. And it even has Sam Raimi in it, as well as Sam's brother Ted. And you may see some other people pop up in that movie. So I'm starting that one tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time because it's on a Sunday. And I figure most people are going to want to, get to bed early for work on Monday to get their beauty rest and all that. So, Davey, you say you just subscribed to my channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that so much. I'm hoping that I can keep you entertained with all the mini live streams that I do. Um, John, you say, I told Steve I watched a Dead Pit interview with Sean Clark. I've been watching uh, you and Dead Pit a few months now. Cool, cool. So it says we got 5 in here. I mean, uh, John, Davy, would either of you guys, hey, Red, would either of you guys, or even Red, would you guys be interested in coming? Hey, Darren. So anybody that's in here right now, John, Davy, Red, Darren, would any of you guys be interested in coming live on the stream with me to help me out with this watch along? I do have the link for you to come backstage. It's at the top of the chat. There's also the link to go to YouTube to stream the movie. And the reason I'll bring this up again for anybody that has not heard me say why I don't stream the movie or movies for the watch alongs through the interface, the StreamYard interface or whatever, is because I'm afraid that I'm going to get copyright strikes. And I really don't want to do that. Um, John, you say, no, I'm shy. That's cool. That's cool. You're welcome to hang out in the chat and, watch the movie and put things in the chat if you like to. Um, but if anybody needs me to put either of those two links back further down on the chat, if you missed them at the beginning, I've been trying to put, a link to go backstage so you can get live on the stream every time I do one of these now. So people can just click on it. They can go backstage. I'll see them down there and click on them to add them to the stream. But that's perfectly fine, John. um, I totally understand about being shy. I used to be really, really shy. You probably couldn't tell it now as much as I blab and talk and get on the camera and all that. Darren, you say, I'll probably just hang in the chat. Been a long day. Cool. I totally understand. It may just be me. If you're blabbing, I might give it a couple more minutes or something, see if anybody else comes in here. I can't remember if TJ said that he would be able to do this with me or not. I'm pretty sure that Dirk's going to be on the Thou Shalt Not Kill Except one tomorrow. And Darren too, I know it's got to be super late where you are, or possibly up in the morning, or it's getting close. One of the two. So I totally get that. Red, you say over the course of 2 days, it took you to watch the Orphan sequel. I didn't like it. Sorry about that, Red. Um, you missed the links, John. Okay. Well, if you're not going to come live on the stream, that is fine. I will just post the link again for the movie so that you can go ahead and click on that and get queued up. I've just got mine at the very start. I'm watching it through the same link. I actually have a Blu-ray of it, an Arrow release Blu-ray, but I'm too lazy to fool with that tonight, so I've just got the YouTube link. Okay, Davey, that's cool. It's not a requirement that anybody comes live on the stream. I just always like to ask because there's some people that enjoy it, and I don't want to leave anybody out. And I always welcome anybody that wants to come on. My dream, of course, we dropped down to 3 people. My dream is to one day have it full to capacity in here which means we'd have about 10 people in here. Um, and maybe I'll get there. I mean, I don't know. We had a pretty big crowd for Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, Darren, I think you'll be good if because I think this version that I've got. Just make sure that you watch the uncut version. I believe that's the actual like Blood Rage version. Because this has got all the little snippets of extra gore and all that stuff. Um, John, you're lined up. You say Grant was a mistake. Oh, that's cool. I mistype stuff all the time. And I think being able to do like voice chat things, where it will either do voice to text, which sometimes messes up, or you can actually leave like a voice recording for somebody instead of typing all that out. Man, oh man, I've gotten so lazy over time that I just send people like just voice text messages now. They probably think, geez, Louise, Dana, can't you just type? But see, I'm not too good of a typist, especially on a phone. Some people will just, they fly. I do better, especially if I've got a lot to say. I would rather just say it than sit there and type it out. Okay, Darren, you got the uncut lined up. Awesome. So, we may go ahead and get started in about a minute or so. So, Darren, you're queued up. John's queued up. What about you, Davey? Do you have the Did you get to the link that I put in there for the movie, and are you queued up and ready to go? Oh, yes, John. Some of those, and I think it depends on what kind of device you're watching them on, because some of these things look really good on my monitor back here at my computer. But if I blow them up on the 72-inch TV or whatever we've got in the living room, they don't quite look as great. But you're right. Some of that stuff looks really bad on YouTube. Um, so I'll see if I hear something from Davy here in about a minute or so, because I want to. Oh, not yet, Davy. Okay. Well, just let me know in the chat when you get ready, and if you need me to post that link again, I'll do it. Yes, John. I believe the movie link that I gave for YouTube. I'm pretty sure that's the uncut version. So you'll be able to watch all the gore, the glory, or the gory glory that is Blood Rage. Um, yeah, I was happy that we got some new people, some new blood in the chat. You're in no hurry, John. Well, movie junkie John shows up tonight. You won't be the only John in here, John Smith. Well, now we dropped down to two. So I don't know. People are dropping like flies here. I realized too, I said this before the other night, that I realize it's getting close to the holidays and people are probably, some people might have to travel long distances to go visit family for Thanksgiving. So people are probably the hustle and bustle. I mean, Christmas will be here before long. And so, right about this time of the year, the hustle and bustle of the holiday season really kicks into high gear. And people don't have as much time to sit and watch live streams or listen to podcasts or whatever it is that they like to do. And so, or watch movies or whatever. So, John, you say, I'm getting familiar with the Dead Pit crew like movie junkie. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take long. I mean, you'll get used to the regulars pretty quickly. Um, I've been a listener of Dead Pit since the end of 2008. And I really started going to conventions in 2009 and met them and met Steve, who is now my husband. Well, imagine that, that you would get hooked up with all these different people, some of many of which are my friends still. And then to meet somebody that you end up falling in love with and getting married to is just like I never would have thought that that would have happened that way. But I guess I had to get out of my little hometown, because there weren't a lot of horror fans where I grew up. It was a really small place. And people used to tell me all the time, Dana, but you're so nice and you like all those horror movies. I'm like, well, that doesn't make you an awful person just because you like horror movies. It's just a hobby. It's just an interest I have. But yeah, it won't take you very long, John, to get used to the people that are, on some of those live streams that the Dead Pit Boys do and stuff like that. Somebody though that I have not seen around, like I don't know if he's been in the Dead Pit stuff or not because I haven't had as much chance to check out their stuff. But Oh Curly Jaws, has anybody heard from Oh Curly Jaws lately? I mean, I finally heard from Dirk, so I mean, I know he's okay, but now I'm not hearing anything from old Curly Jaws, and so I was just wondering if anybody had seen or heard from him, and knew if he was doing okay or not. Um, but oh, this is your first time seeing Blood Rage, Davy? Well, you're in for a treat, buddy. It's a quirky little film. And speaking of Ted Raimi does show up at the very beginning of this film. It's kind of like a blink and you'll miss him type of deal. He's a condom salesman at the drive-in, so keep your eyes open for the appearance of Ted Raimi. Uh, John, you say, I find the physical media interesting, collecting and such. That's cool. I mean, I'm still very much into collecting. I know a lot of people have moved away from that mainly because of space issues. And I can't get as many things as I would want, not only due to space issues, but to money issues. And I just got a new job. I've been, without work for a few weeks. Um, but I think things are starting to look up for me. Um, John, you want a recommendation on a 4K player? Well, actually, I have a Sony brand 4K player, which it's a great player. But let me tell you this, John. If you are the type of person that gets movies that'll play in American players, but you also get like region locked things like from other countries, and you will require like a modded player, just just make you aware that a lot of those modded players are flaky. Um, I'm not saying they won't play the disc, but they're just flaky overall. Sometimes they will freeze up even with the American discs. Me and Steve have trouble with ours, from time to time. Uh, but if you're just getting a regular 4K player, I mean, I'd highly recommend a Sony. I mean, this one was a modded player too. And it will also play Blu-rays as well. I think it cost 300 and something dollars when I got it a few years ago because I got the 4K TV and I got the player about the same time and got a nice speaker set up for us. But keep in mind that stuff can come into to money, and I had credit cards at the time, which I would not recommend doing that. Um, and Davey, you say, I'm sure I will enjoy it. I think you'll have some fun with it. Darren, you say I need to offload a lot of DVDs to make more room. Oh, gosh, I gotta get rid of some Blu-rays. John, you say I use streaming in the cloud nowadays. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Like I said, due to space issues mainly. Um, John, a modded player is basically one that somebody has taken a manufactured, just a 4K player, for instance, and they have done something, internally to it to, I don't know how legal this is, but they sell modded players a lot if you look them up online. Um, but basically, somebody has done something internally to it to make it where it will play basically any region of disc. So if you get a disc that's locked for region C, and normally you wouldn't be able to play that in an American player. If you get this modded player, it will come with instructions that tell you how to switch the regions on your player. So I hope that kind of explained it in not too confusing of a way. Um, Darren, you say, yeah, Sony or Philips, you can't go wrong. Yeah, Philips would be a good brand too. Yes, John, that's what I keep telling a lot of people. You say with streaming in the cloud, you're out of luck if the ISP goes out. And like, people think I'm crazy though, but I say, well, what if this stuff just disappeared, And Movie Junkie John, he works with, I think he works with like cloud-based services, so he knows a lot about that. I mean, that's his source of income. That's his job doing stuff like that. And he said if that ever went kaput, all those movies would be gone. They would be gone. And people look at me like I'm crazy when I would say that. I would tell them, um, you might lose this stuff one day. If it all goes up in smoke, you're just screwed. Um, and I only say that primarily to people that act like it's the cool thing to do. And I know you're not doing that, John, but some people act like, oh, I'm so cool. I'm getting everything in the cloud. I'm streaming. I don't buy physical media anymore. Like it's a status symbol or something like that. Those are the only people that I kind of like say that to, but anyway. John, you said I had an unlocked DVD player a while ago, but it was a passing thing for me. Yeah, some people don't. They try it out and they decide, nah, I'm not gonna be getting, uh stuff like, where I'm gonna have to switch the regions or things like that. But Steve and I discovered that we both get a lot of, or quite a bit of stuff that is region locked or would be region locked if we didn't have the modded player to be able to play them on. Um, so guys, well, let's just say we'll give it till 8:30 and then we'll go ahead and I'll do the 3, 2, 1 and we'll go ahead and get started with this watch along. John, you say I'm lazy with no patience, so I string. Well, if you have no patience, that's one thing. I just don't like people going around acting like I'm so cool. I'm streaming. It's like, dude, it doesn't make you cool. You're just doing it because of whatever reason. In your case, John, you say you have no patience, so you stream. I mean, that's being honest. Um, and guys, we may have some people come in here later. Um, later on. And some people might have been confused about the time because I originally had this at 7 p.m. Eastern time, which is usually when I start my watch alongs on Saturdays. Um, but like I said, because Steve was doing a movie watch along tonight as well, and we live in the same house and our computers are both back here in this room, didn't think that was a good idea for us to crisscross. Um, Dave, you say I tend to be lazy and impatient myself. I can be too, guys. I can be too, honestly. And sometimes Steve's got a lot of movies back here. I've got a ton of movies back here. Um, but a lot of times, instead of getting my lazy ass up off the couch and coming back here and grabbing a movie off the shelf, if I see it on a streaming service, I say, just watch it on here. So I totally get that. Or it's freaking cold back here now, because the temperature is, I don't know how it is in the UK, Darren, right now, but it's freaking cold here. Um, So we'll give it about 30 seconds or a minute more, and then we'll go ahead and get started while we've got, what is it, 4 people in here. Like I said, somebody may come in here later. They may just want to be in the chat. They may decide they want to join me on the live stream, which is cool. I'm completely flexible that way. But it is now 8:30, so guys, I'm going to do the 3, 2, 1. And when I say to press play, then you can press play on your respective, whichever, like if you're using the Blu ray or you're using the link that I gave. So let's go. 3, 2, 1, press play. And now we're seeing a Marianne Cantor production. And here is the opening drive-in scene that I believe this film was filmed in the early 80s and didn't come out officially until like 1987. Darren, you said it's really mild here for November. I saw your snow pics earlier. Yeah, I mean, like last week and the week before, Darren, we had like really warm temperatures. I'm talking about 70s, like upper 70s. And now I think it's going to get down in the 20s tonight. And yeah, we had a nice, pretty snow, and I made some snow cream. I don't know if y'all have snow cream in the UK, Darren. I don't know if I've ever asked you that before or not. Where you take the snow and mix milk and vanilla and sugar or sweetener together, and it makes like an ice cream. Hey, there's Ted Rainey. Told you guys he was in here. And he is the condom salesman. He's got all kinds. And I mean, it appears that, I mean, this is supposed to be 1974, but you can actually tell these fashions look hauntingly like early 80s fashions. And people are doing what they traditionally did at drive-ins. I'm not saying some people didn't watch the movies, but 1983, yeah, but it didn't come out till, it didn't get released till 1987, did it, Darren? That's what I thought. No snow cream here. Okay, Now, here's a question I have. What in the hell is Louise Lasser, the age it's what in the hell is she doing making out at the drive-in? It's like, would a woman that looks like this, sitcom mom or whatever, that's just not right. And her kids are in the back. And another thing I've noticed, this guy looks very similar to Bruce Campbell to me. Steve laughs when I say that, but Brandon. Sorry, guys, my dog, poor old man, he has trouble walking, and I have to get up and help him quite a bit. Hey, TJ, you say she's way too old to be at a drive-in. Right. AKA Strikers War. Yeah, we're gonna be doing Thou Shalt Not Kill Except tomorrow night. Darren, you say, yeah, 1987 release. I first saw this as Nightmare at Shadowwoods. I did too, Darren. That was the title I first saw it under. John, you say, I thought I recognized her. Oh, yes. It's like in every one of these outfits, even when it's supposed to be years later, the outfits or the dresses that Louise Lasser has on look like they're strangling her boobies. Now, something bad is going to happen here. Yes, it is. Um, well, you just now noticing your kids are gone. Crazy brother's going to blame it on his twin there. Who is Santa Claus back there? Look at that dude. Johnny said, check out that guy's nylon shirt. Yeah, there's a heck of a lot of nylon there. TJ, you said they had forensics in the 70s or what? LOL. Now it's 10 years later. Now, this is Mary Ann Cantor as well. She's the producer of the movie, but she also, I believe, ended up acting in it as the psychiatrist because either the actress that was supposed to play the psychiatrist didn't work out or she didn't show up or something happened. And so Mary Ann Cantor filled in. Guys, I'm going to step away a second and help Brandon. Darren, you say Pieces of Nightmare in a Damaged Brain has a similar opening. Yes, they certainly do. I would have to agree too, TJ, that better openings. Yeah, Darren agrees with this too. Uh, Now, Mark Soper, who you see here playing the twin that got blamed for the murder at the drive-in. I don't know what you guys think, but I think Mark Soper is he's a very good actor because he does both the parts of Todd and Terry um, very well. And here is Mark Soper playing Terry. What I want to know is why is this younger chick running with jogging with the old woman? And so the girl here in the green jersey is Terry's girlfriend, but he seems to be flirting quite a bit with the other chick. And it's like they just like he just met the one chick and she's already at their Thanksgiving dinner. I have no idea why. See, there's another dress that Louise Lasser's boobs look like they're in a torture chamber of hell. I don't think Terry likes it too well that his mom's gonna marry this guy. Like, guys, let me ask you this. Do you remember yourself or other guys wearing ties in this way and not folding the collar of your shirt down over them way back in 1983? Darren, you say, I don't rate this one as high as some people. For me, it's a very average slasher with great gore. Yeah, I get that, Darren. Um, I mean, I like it really, really well, but I wouldn't say it would be in my top 10 slashers or anything like that. And I tend to really pull it off the shelf when it's around Thanksgiving because I know there's a handful of Thanksgiving themed horror movies, but when, most of what you will find that's Thanksgiving themed, it's not going to be horror. I think there's more Christmas horror movies than there is Thanksgiving horror movies. And I mean, I could have done Home Sweet Home, but I just kind of wanted to switch it up and do something different. And so a lot of my, or the majority of my Thanksgiving viewing is things like Home for the Holidays with Holly Hunter and Robert Downey Jr. and also Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is one that I really got I didn't ever watch that as a kid growing up. I don't know why. But a few years ago, I was like, I'm going to watch it. Just like It's a Wonderful Life, the Christmas movie. And here I'm talking about nice uh, holiday theme movies in the middle of the horror movie. Um, John, you say, I'm a country boy. I do not even own a tie. Yeah, yeah, that kind of reminds me of the story my mom likes to tell about when her and dad got married. He wore a tie. But as soon as they got married, he took the tie off and put it in the pocket of the jacket he had on, and it's still there to this day. My mom even showed me that in the ring box that had mom's ring in it for him to put on her finger. And I don't know, I'm just amazed, you know. But when you told me that, because see, my dad's a country boy too, and you could tell he didn't like wearing a tie, but he did it, you know, for that one time. TJ, you said, by the way, Todd, I think Soper does better. Terry is more campy, like he's doing two different movies. Yeah, I could see that too, TJ. Darren, you said, I think Home Sweet Home would have bored everyone day. Even with the mistake in it. John, you say her boobs are screaming for help. TJ, you said, Darren, Home Sweet Home is hilarious. Not that boring. I guess it's not for everybody. So, now I always thought it, I mean, maybe because they didn't want to say that Todd was in an institution, um, but his, Louise Lasser calls it a school. She said he's escaped from the school. They can't find him at the school. And it's like, it's not a school, it's an institution. Um, and I agree that the Terry part is, you know, over the top. We're going to see it be more over the top here in a little while. Um, and I'm not sure if Mark Soper was asked to play it that way, or if maybe he was just uncomfortable with the dual role and um, maybe had trouble making the transition. Um, I'm just not really sure. I'm wondering if those are just a bunch of baby pictures of Mark Soper. Um, I mean, it's possible. It's like every time you turn around, these two are like making out, and like they don't even lock the door or anything. And so Terry's going around, just opening the door and can see his mother making out with this guy all the time. Yes, TJ, the mom is totally delusional from the beginning. Yeah, and we're gonna see her. I mean, and not only is she delusional, she must be an alcoholic as well, because we're gonna see some scenes later on that really attest to that. That she must be an alcoholic. I mean, even when they do interviews with Louise Lasser, she seems neurotic. Um, it's just very strange. And a lot of the other parts of this movie, not just Mark Soper's performance as Terry, but and Louise Lasser stuff, like she says, "What's that gun?" You know, she's just so over the top. But these other people, like the guy that's helping the doctor, um, just really, completely over the top acting on a lot of people's parts. Evidently, Louise Lasser must not believe in wearing a bra either, because it doesn't look like she has anything really covering those boobs. Definitely, TJ. Foodaholic too, it seems, LOL. Yeah. Darren, you say, TJ, I like Home Sweet Home, but it might have scared off the new viewers. we we might have to show that one after we get these newbies settled in, maybe. And two, guys, this isn't a very long movie. At an hour and 18 minutes. It's under an hour and 20 minutes long, so it's a little shorter than your average low budget horror movie. I just now noticed that. See that picture to the side of him, like by the plant? It looks like a hand holding a giant phantasm sphere. Well, she must be a pill popper too. Like, and didn't anybody ever tell her that she shouldn't like mix alcohol and pills? So Terry just pops up out of nowhere here, basically. And everybody's got guns in this movie. I bet that's some nasty beer, too. All right, well. Well, guys, I think I must have been mistaken that this was the uncut version because I know they showed more of that. So I do apologize. But Darren, honestly, even if you're watching the uncut version, I don't think it's going to make too much difference. I just want to apologize to John and Davy because evidently I thought that this was the uncut version. But if they have it on the Arrow like streaming service, you might very well get to see the uncut version. Evidently, TJ doesn't care about scaring off the newbies. I promise you guys, we'll do Home Sweet Home at some point in time, even if it's not around Thanksgiving. I'll pull that sucker out at some point. This guy's gonna say something that he should not say to Terry. Uh-oh. I can't let that joint go to waste, can he? Darren, you say uncut on Arrow is 82 minutes. Okay. So maybe 4 minutes got shaved off total, maybe. TJ, you said, does anyone think this is intentionally comedic or one of those accidents like The Room? I don't know, TJ. I don't think it's like The Room. I mean, I honestly think they were trying to make a pretty standard slasher film, but I don't know if Mark Soper as Terry was just because he was just maybe not that comfortable playing the dual role, and he did better with Todd because Todd was more of like a baseline character, and perhaps he took this more over the top with the Terry part of it, or maybe they asked him to be. I don't recall. I've seen an interview with Mark Soper on the Arrow Blu-ray, and I just can't remember. I'll have to go back and watch that interview and see if he says. John, you say, I guess he does not want to share that doobie. Evidently not. Um, Darren, you always thought it was intentional humor. Okay, now I almost think a lot of this Louise Lasser stuff has got to be intentional because, my gosh, I mean, the woman is laying it on thick. I mean, she's on the floor scrubbing the inside of her oven, and she's boozing it up again. Like it, and later she'll be like pouring. I think she's pouring wine into a big old glass. And then Terry just shows up where this chick's babysitting. It's almost like somebody took, like, but I think there's like three different versions of this film. But it's almost like somebody took the uncut version and took the extra gore out of it. And I don't know why they did that. And I think that's why I thought this was the uncut version. I still think it might be the uncut version with some of the gore taken out. Because I don't think that the cut version has Louise Lasser going to the mental hospital to see Todd or anything like that. So, um, and I think that the cut version also had a scene where they're all in the pool. The kids are all in the pool swimming. Terry and his girlfriend and their friends and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe somebody thought they would get flagged if they had the extra gore in it. Oh, okay. Evidently, they must have because somebody commented under this one. I didn't see this earlier. They said, I understand why you edited out the gore and nudity. Hope this stays up. There were a ton of uncut versions of Blood Rage on YouTube a few months ago, but they have all since been removed. Um, so I guess that's what was going on here. The person took that out, so hopefully the movie would stay up. Because this person said, I guess YouTube thinks people will pay to watch it here, LOL, which is ridiculous as you can find this movie all over the internet for free. So that explains that. This is the uncut version, but somebody has done a little cutting themselves, digital cutting, and taking it out in an attempt to keep the movie up on YouTube. TJ said the room was supposed to be a serious movie. The filmmaker thought he was making a drama. Talk about delusional, LOL. Yeah, Tommy was so. Oh my God, yeah. And then there's a whole other movie just about him, The Disaster Artist, I think it's called, which I think Steve and I saw that. TJ, you say she's channeling Faye Dunaway as Joan Crawford. LOL. Oh my goodness. I'm hoping all you guys will be able to join me for um, Thou Shalt Not Kill Except tomorrow. Um, TJ, were you? I mean, I forgot to ask you earlier. Did you want to come on, or you want to just hang out in the chat? I just wanted to give everybody the option of coming on live if they wanted to. Because I know my boring ass is probably not very entertaining. And this chick can't believe that Terry's not hot for her bod, you know. And there's the makeup man himself, Ed French, playing the date of the woman that she's babysitting for. So Ed French is the guy that created all the gory effects, some of which you're not getting to see if you're watching this version. I thought these kind of seemed like unnatural cuts to this movie, so oh, that's okay, TJ. You say you have people over, so I can't come on, unfortunately. I'm in between chatting here and hanging with my buds, LOL. Gotcha. Well, don't ignore your buds for this watch along now. They might get mad at you. But I just wanted to offer. Like I said, I don't want to leave anybody out or make them feel like, gee, Dana didn't ask me to come on. Gee, Terry, get violent much? And this chick doesn't care what guy she sleeps with or which guy she gets. I mean, if one isn't interested, she'll go and get another one. Now she's drinking more wine and she's like doing house cleaning. Why didn't she turn off that damn vacuum quicker? TJ, you say thanks. They're on their phones too. Yeah, nobody can stay off their phones anymore. Oh, John, is it on Tubi? Okay, is that the uncut version? I didn't realize it was on Tubi. Sorry about that, guys. I usually try to find them on YouTube in case Darren's in here because he's not able to use Tubi in the UK. And I think it's Tubi that he can't use. So if he doesn't already have a copy of it, in which case that he did with this one, if he doesn't already have a copy, then I like to provide something that most everybody can use. Ah, John, you said I did not look, but Tubi can be raunchy. But there are commercials. Did you know though there is a, I don't know how legal this is, John, but Steve was able to get a copy of Tubi that's commercial free. I'm guessing somebody did something internally again to make that whatever version of Tubi. I don't know where he got it. I don't know how he got it, how he downloaded it. If any of you are interested, I'd probably have to ask him because I have no idea. He just said, "Hey, I found a commercial free version of Tubi," and he put it on his streaming device, his Shield, and on my Cube, I have a Cube. Um, I um, I have the commercial version. So if I want to watch the commercial free version, I'll just stream it through his Shield. You're interested, John? Okay. I'll have to ask him how or where he got that version, and I'll have to get back with you on that. Guys, feel free to, continue with the movie. I have to run to the restroom really quickly, and I'll be right back. We're about 36 minutes in, and they're playing some kind of Atari looking game. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Um. Oh God, here's a. I'm blocking this user. Okay. John, why when I got done in the restroom, I was asking Steve where he got that commercial free version, and he said he just Googled it, like put in commercial free Tubi or ad free Tubi in Google, and he says, I don't know how much you know about APK files. I don't know a lot about it, but he said that it'll be an APK file, and then you'll have to install it on a streaming device. So if you've got a Shield or some kind of other s- type of streaming player, then you should be able to install that on your player. Other than that, I don't know much about it because I don't fool with that part of it. Like I'll put already, free apps that I can get and put on my queue, but generally I don't fool with the extra side of it. I guess I'm too lazy. So but but that's what Steve said. So I guess anybody technically could go Google that and find the APK file and put it on their streaming device. So now Todd is breaking into his mom's apartment or condo or whatever the heck you want to call it. Gosh, guys, I'm freezing to death back here. I might have to get my sweater or something. Hit my microphone there. Sorry about that, guys. TJ said, by the way, I think Karen is in a serious psychological drama and everyone else is in a B horror flick. What if the director knew what they were doing? It's possible they didn't. Now, Louise Lasser's passed out on the floor now. So, guys, is that Atari or is that a Commodore 64 or is that an Atari? It's been so long since I actually messed with an Atari that I can't remember. TJ, he said that's how I normally eat too. Do you like do you like open the refrigerator and sit on the floor with your legs all spread eagle and like eat macaroni and green beans and stuff with your fingers? Guys, I'm sorry for the cough, and I'd been feeling a little bit better, but it's like I told my mom today, I felt sort of puny the last 3 days, but I'm guessing that's going to be par for the course. I'm just never going to know when this stuff's going to flare up. Um, it was a shame because I was feeling almost back to normal, and now I'm just like, you know. But I really wanted to do this watch along. I was looking forward to that. TJ, you saying no, we have stools near the fridge. So, John, you say Roku and the Fire Stick have options to block TV ads in their software. Well, that's awesome. Um, I don't think Steve knew that because we had a Fire Stick at one time. Is that something new, John? That's on the newer Fire Sticks, or is that something that's always been on them? Because I never heard Steve talk about it until he was like, "Oh yeah, well I found this," and we used to have a Roku. We had a Roku box. I had a Roku box back when I was still living with my parents, and nobody else ever talked about it. And then all of a sudden, Roku just kind of exploded. And now you don't hear as much about Roku as you did. I mean, they still make them, and they make the Roku sticks and everything. Um, but I think other options have kind of taken precedent over it now. You say that, at least that's what it says online, and it could be true. I mean, honestly, that's how Steve found out how to do a lot of different things, was just, Googling it online, which is a lot of what I do too. But I've kind of gotten either too busy or too lazy or both over the years, and I just don't have as much time, it seems like, to look that stuff up. Like, I taught myself how to use Photoshop. Um, and some other things by just doing online tutorials. And I tried to show Steve how to use Photoshop because I love it now. I absolutely, that's basically the only photo manipulation software I use. And I use that to make the promotional stuff for my streams and things like that. Um, I used to use it a lot whenever I did websites. I When I did my Seductive Poison podcast, um, with Jenny, who was my co-host on it, I did my whole website. I would create things in Photoshop and put them on the site, and we would put our shows, or I'd upload the shows to the site and stuff like that. Now I don't have that site because I was paying like per year so much, and for the domain name and everything. I would really like to be able to get back to doing that stuff, but I just don't know when I'll be able to do that. Because, when I was living at home, I had a full-time job, but I wasn't doing laundry, and I wasn't taking care of animals, and I wasn't taking care of a husband, and all of that stuff. I was, there was a lot more me time, which, I mean, I don't want that back, because I love being married, and I love all my animals, and it's worth it to me. But, that takes away a lot of your free time, and you just don't have as much. You work, and then there's things that you got to do around the house. And so, um, and the good thing is, I will be working from home with this new job that I'm starting the Monday after Thanksgiving, which I'm really excited about. They sent me equipment today. I know I'm not talking about the movie, but I got off talking about other stuff. But they sent me some equipment today, but I think they got the orders mixed up. I had to contact the IT manager because they sent me two boxes of the same stuff that had a docking station and a headset and a keyboard and mouse combo. And then they sent me two monitors, and I only asked for one. So the IT manager is supposed to get back with me on Monday. He's going to look into it. He said there were other people that they had to ship equipment to as well. It's like all brand new equipment too. And I'm like, boy, their company is shelling out a lot of money to give us guys and gals that are working remotely. I think pretty much everybody's working remotely for this company, even the people that are located in Texas where the company is at. Um, Johnny said APK are the other options. Gotcha. Darren, you say, I still got a Roku, but I really don't use it now, to be honest. There's too many options nowadays. I'm not complaining, though. I need to learn Photoshop and Audacity. I've used Audacity some, but not a whole lot. Photoshop, I feel pretty comfortable with now. I almost feel like I could teach Photoshop if somebody needed me to. Darren, you say, I still plan to bring out my Stalking Italian podcast. I'm still doing the Eurocult podcast too. Yep, that would be awesome. The Stalking Italian podcast. Love that. John, you say you have to use the APK on an Android platform. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. See, you're savvy, John. I can always tell when people are pretty savvy with all that stuff because, just the way that people talk about stuff. Um, yeah, Steve's machine is Android based. You're going to try it on your phone. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, Steve did tell me that it's Android. Yeah, it's Android based. And I honestly, guys, I prefer Android. Wes or CK, he always kids me. He says, "Why do you hate iPhones and stuff, Dane?" I said, "I don't hate them. They're just not my cup of tea." Um, and I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna buy into all the cult of Apple. The way that, and we know Microsoft does this too, um, but I just feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but Android just seems like to be the outlander, kind of like not an outsider really, but they seem to do their own thing. They beat to a different drummer and all that. They don't um, seem to follow a certain set of protocols. And I just like that. I like that freedom a little bit better than to have to be locked in to, oh, sorry, you got Apple, so you got to use all our software to do whatever. Um, I just feel like with Android products, and that's why I've got an Android phone. Um, I just like it better. TJ, you say Italian? You mean me? Ha ha. So, John, dang. I should have picked the Tubi version because it's uncut. Damn. Uh, oh, and TJ, I think it was you, and I didn't catch it before I got off of my first my dinner with De Palma stream. You, didn't you say something about bring the dinner next time? And so when you said that, and I thought about it a little while later, and I'll fully give you credit for this, TJ, is I got the idea from you saying that. Why don't I come up with like some kind of snacking type of menu to go along with whatever movies I'm talking about? So my idea, since I'm covering Obsession and Carrie, I couldn't really think of anything specific for Obsession, but Carrie, since some of it takes place at a prom, I'm thinking about having punch and a piece of cake. Why I'm talking about the movies. And I was going to say I could either put a recipe or I could just say, go out to your local grocery store and get you like one of those single pieces of cake. I'm not saying go buy a $10, $20 cake and get you some Hawaiian punch. I think I'm going to get the um, juicy red Hawaiian punch. And then I'm going to get me just a single piece of a birthday cake, like stuff from Kroger's or whatever. And I'm going to have that. And if you guys want to join in and do the same thing, it's not a requirement, but if you want to, and then when I do the next couple, I'll try to pick something. I'm not going to do like an elaborate meal or anything like that because I think that might be a little bit too much. But like a snack sort of thing, like appetizers or you know, finger foods, different things like that. I maybe can do for it. TJ, he said, "Yes, I did. LOL. It's all yours." Well, I'm definitely going to give you credit for that because I probably wouldn't have even thought of doing that until you said something about bring the dinner next time. And then I was like, you know what? I could incorporate food in here. It doesn't have to be elaborate. I can just incorporate some kind of food product in there. Danny said that's a great idea. And I'm not saying that it has to be a requirement if you come to the stream when I do the my dinner with the Palma next time. But if you want to, then that's what I'm planning on doing, and that's probably what I'll put in the description for the promotion for it. If you want to do the dinner thing as well, just get you a single serving piece of cake, get you some juicy red Hawaiian punch. Or if you can't find that, you can get you some other kind of Hawaiian punch and have you a cup of Hawaiian punch and, your piece of cake. And, we should be set. So I'm looking forward to doing that and coming up. It'll give me something else to come up with um, to make the stream a little bit, hopefully more unique. Because like I said, I don't really want anybody to think that I'm copying off of Dead Pit stuff or Uncle Bill stuff because I know he did Tuesdays with Fulci and he's going to do a Hanging with Mr. Hooper for Toby Hooper stuff. And, I just was sitting around one day thinking, I want to cover some De Palma movies. What kind of catchy thing could I come up with? And that movie, My Dinner with Andre, came to my mind, and I was like, why don't I do my dinner with De Palma? And that's what we'll call this series of streams. So I hope nobody thought that, oh, she's trying to steal their thunder. She's trying to take their idea. No, I'm not. I'm really not trying to take their idea. I'm trying to, you know, uh, find unique idea or kind of unique ideas and put my own spin on them. Is what I'm trying to do. So things are gonna. I went back to the movie now. It's like here he's got a bloody machete and things are going to get really crazy here in a little bit. But I really see, I could see it a little bit, but I'm seeing it more now, like rewatching this again. Since TJ really caused me to focus a lot on Mark Soper's, I guess, interpretation of the Terry character. And I am seeing how really over the top this is. How'd he disappear like that? This is back in the days when all these people had these sliding glass doors. I was just thinking how easily it would be for somebody with bad intentions towards you to get into your place, especially if you didn't lock that. It would make it super easy. Darren, you say, I'm liking this a bit more than usual. Well, that's good, Darren. Maybe, has it been a while since you watched it? Uh-uh. Did she just kick him? I mean, this is probably right about the time in a Friday the 13th movie where the bodies would start showing up. But in a Friday the 13th movie, they'd be dropping out of trees and be hidden in cars and all that stuff, hanging across doorways. This little girl, this kills me because she's already talked to Todd, and Todd told her a bad man was out there talking about his brother, and she's like, "You're gonna hurt my kitty." Well, at least she thought to turn around and lock that. I don't know who Lydia Gonzalez is, but they're just putting like letters and stuff in, so they're getting blocked. So, Darren, you say, yeah, it's been years. Sometimes I think, I'm like that with some stuff. It's like I think I watch it too much sometimes, certain movies. And, it's like when I said that I start to zone out and I start to do other things like playing with my phone or my tablet or, just not really paying attention to the movie. That's where I know that I've watched some of them too much. And I'm not saying this was the case with you with Blood Rage, Darren. I'm just saying I know sometimes, like with Friday the 13th films, I know when I've watched them too close together because that's when I start to get bored and I tune out. And so it's time to like take a break from those types of movies for a little bit. But I think it also works like sometimes if a movie doesn't seem that good to you, if you wait a little bit and then rewatch it, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it will make it better. And I love that this is obviously a doll or something that she's carrying around. Darren, you said, I think this Arrow release came out roughly the same time as the Mutilator. I believe it did. I think there was a delay, like a big delay on one or the other, at least for people in the States. Because I know and it may have been this one, because I really wanted to get it before Thanksgiving that year because I wanted to watch it. But I'm almost thinking both it and the Mutilator were delayed in the States for some reason. I forgot what the reason may have been, but I believe they both were. Oh, and like she still can't accept the fact that Terry is doing the killing. I mean, his bloody shirt is in the trash can. This is hilarious. Can she not see that blood all over the desk and stuff? And the pause there before she does anything is so long. It's like, what the and Darren, you say I was never a huge fan of either, so I never got to watch the new versions. I think I will now. So, guys, there's not a whole lot left to this movie. We're about an hour and 5 minutes in. Um, and I see Terry walking around there with that machete. Like, I don't think he could be that quiet. Like, you're in a pool area, and I mean, now she knows he's there, but this sort of reminds me, and Darren may see the similarity. You notice how she put the baby in the cabinet there and left it open a little bit? Does this remind you of near the beginning of Halloween 6 when she hides the baby? I'm not saying they copied it from this, but oh, I think I'll just take a pee here. Obviously, a woman in her condition does not need a gun. Darren, you say, yeah, now that you say, yeah, I mean, I don't think I thought about that like the first time I saw Blood Rage or Nightmare at Shadow Wood under the Nightmare at Shadow Woods title. But over the years, the more times I watched it, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, I hate that, John. You said the APK did not work. Back to the drawing board. Yeah, I think even with Steve, a lot of that stuff, he'll get an APK and he he says, "Oh, that it wouldn't unpack right or whatever," and then, um, yeah, I hate that. That's about all he told me about it. I they may have tried to. It may be possible that one company or the other may have tried to keep people from downloading that or getting that version of it. Yeah, I mean, I have had to have links to Tubi, and of course, when it's on my computer, it's just Tubi with the commercials, and um, yeah, we're always a little bit, behind or ahead of, people that are not watching it on Tubi and don't have the commercials, and the commercials don't come at the same time for everybody, which is weird too. So yeah, I get that. So she obviously thinks that this is Todd that she's killing, um, or that she has just killed here. And I'm guessing that because in her delusional state, I mean, and she's been drinking a lot, and she's been doing no telling how many pills, and and plus, finding her fiance dead, and this part of the film is probably the most unnerving to me. And I mean, you've seen a lot of murders and things happen, but this is, clearly a mental struggle, um, and like a mental breakdown, so to speak. Uh, if Louise Lasser's mental health could be broken down anymore. Um, and this, I don't know, this part of the film always disturbs me. And I'm not going to give it away for those of you that haven't seen it, because I know Davey said, I don't know if Davey's still in here, but I know Davey, for one, had said he had never seen this movie. So, but you guys are going to soon realize what's going to happen. And those of you that have already seen it know what happens. Um, so he's told her he's Todd, and it's come home to her that she just shot Terry. And you're never, I mean, maybe you are, but I was never really sure. It's like, did she grow to hate Todd over time because she thought that he did this terrible thing? Or, I mean, is it just that she can't deal with the fact that she just killed her other son? Um, and she just keeps repeating over and over, I'm Todd, I'm Todd. And you guys probably know what's going to happen here. So, and that's the end of Louise Lasser. But um, a very dark ending to a movie that was never really dark. Uh, Not really, even with the murders and stuff. But this is really serious, in my opinion. This part here. Um, so now we're to the credits. I'm gonna catch up on. Yeah, John, you said it's hard to keep up with Tubi since it has commercials. You say I modded my smartwatch. You have to do more with APK than just download. Yeah, I mean I guess that's why I probably don't fool with that stuff, because it gets so complicated. I'm like, you know. Um, TJ, you say, does the mom off herself because she realizes Terry was always the evil one, or she still thinks Terry was the bad son. Um, I don't know. That's something that I was never really sure of, TJ. You say you mean Todd. You know what I mean? LOL. Yeah, I got you. Um, Darren, you say, I haven't got the patience for ads. I can't even watch a movie on TV with commercials. I find it hard to do that nowadays. I think because we have been pre-programmed to get instantaneous stuff and be able to skip past commercials or not have commercials. Um, it's definitely better on Tubi. Yeah. John, you say, yes, I have to admit, I will purchase ad free if possible. That's okay, TJ. I hadn't seen Davey say anything for a while, so he may still not, he may not still be in here with us. You say, whoops, sorry, LOL, my bad. Um, Yeah, the YouTube copy does look good. And like I said earlier, I was reading through the comments underneath of it. Evidently, that was the uncut version, but somebody went back and digitally made their own cuts and took the uncut stuff out, like the extra gore and the nudity and stuff like that. I think because they were fearful that theirs would get taken down like a lot of the other uncut versions on YouTube had gotten taken down. Danny said it's a bad wig and body double. Johnny says she let him up. I'm behind with Tubi. You got 9 minutes to go on the Blu-ray. Sorry about that, guys. I am sorry. Um, so where are you at, Darren? This is still going through credits on mine. That was my bad, I guess, for not checking that this copy on YouTube at the swimming pool. Okay. Um, well, I'll stay on here with you guys with this because, like I said, it was my bad that I didn't go through it completely. Just assumed that was the uncut version. Johnny says she just offed herself. Okay, wasn't that depressing? Did anybody else feel depressed by that? You say it's fine, Darren. Okay. Hey, Menelect. Johnny say it's over. Bad writing. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that this is the best movie by any means. I will not lie to you guys. It's not like Citizen Kane or anything. And like I said, it wouldn't even make it to my top 10 slashers. I just enjoy it, especially around Thanksgiving because it does have a Thanksgiving theme. And when I did watch it uncut, um, it was kind of an eye opener for me because I think the first time I watched it, I think it was cut. So when I got to see all the gore and all that, I didn't really care one way or the other about the extra nudity in it. Some of you guys might like that, but the extra gore, me being a gore hound at times, I did enjoy that. Yeah, the credits go on for a long time. They just now ended on the version I was watching. Yeah, credits come up at 5 minutes left. Yeah, I mean, John, that's what I try to do is pick movies that, we can kind of make fun of, have a good time with. Um, that's why I try to pick some of these ones that are a little off kilter, a little over the top acting and all of that. And if you join me for the watch along tomorrow night, we're going to be watching another movie that's not a really good movie. Just, I think we'll have a lot of fun with a watch along. Um, and so I did I did want to remind everybody, of course, about the watch along tomorrow, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern time, starting early because it's a Sunday. And that will be for Thou Shalt Not Kill Except. I do have a pretty good link for it. Hopefully, if Darren joins us, it, he can access this link. I don't know if Darren, do you have a copy of Thou Shalt Not Kill Except in case that link doesn't work for you? Because that's the only, unfortunately, that was the only link that I could find. Darren, you say it's gone up in my opinion, so all good. That's great. Um, but I want to remind everybody about that watch along tomorrow night or tomorrow evening, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern time. This I don't believe Thou Shalt Not Kill Except is a very long movie either, so we should be done pretty quickly unless we talk a little bit before and after, which is probably fine. Um, I don't know what else I'll have going on in the coming week. I will be doing a Cheese Extreme Wednesday, my final Cheese Extreme Wednesday for a while at least, unless I decide to revive it to go get my booty back to the DVDs back there and pull out some of those ones that I only have on DVD and don't have on Blu-ray and or 4K. Um, but I will do that on Wednesday. I'm sure I'll fill out the rest of the week except for Friday with some other things. And then Thursday, we will be doing another My Dinner with De Palma. So, you guys that want to join me along with the dinner part of it and have your piece of cake and your Hawaiian punch for in celebration of me talking about Carrie, I will be talking about De Palma's obsession and Carrie. So, like I said, you can join me with or without the cake and punch. But if you want the full effect and you want to have your own slice of cake and punch, feel free to get pick that up on Thursday, and we'll be ready to go. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. I've decided to keep that a Thursday night thing, so people will get used to that until we cover all the De Palma movies. Darren, you say I have an old DVD copy. Never seen it though. Well, this might be your chance if you feel up to coming and even if you want to join live on the stream, I'd love to have you, Darren. But it's not a requirement. Um, Same goes for you, TJ. If you want to come and be live on the stream, or if you just want to come in the chat, I think Dirk is definitely, unless something comes up, Dirk is definitely going to be live on the stream with me for Thou Shalt Not Kill Except. You too, TJ. You say enjoy your not cranberry sauce evening, everyone. Um, TJ better focus on his company before they get up and leave or get so deep into their phones that they don't pay any attention to him. Um, so, guys, I guess I could stay on here till 10 o'clock my time, which is about 7 minutes from now. So, if anybody has anything that they want to bring up before I get off of here, um, or, suggestions maybe for future live streams or future watch alongs or what have you. My throat is also scratchy again, which is annoying the hell out of me. Um, oh, yes, 254. You better be catching some Z's, Darren. So I'll see you next time, Darren. You try to get some sleep. So, Davy, are you still in here? I mean, were you able to watch it, or I don't even know if Davy's in here. I may be just talking to thin air. Um, John, I hope you had a good time during this watch along. You're welcome to show up for the one tomorrow evening too, if you'd like, or any of the other streams I do. I would be glad to have all of you guys in there. Middle Lake, I'm sorry you got in here at the tail end. I mean, that happens sometimes. I realize that. I just hate that you missed, or maybe you were watching it. Maybe I just didn't notice you were here till you said hello. Um, but I got about 5 more minutes on here. I got 3 of you in here. Um, John, you say you did, and thank you. Well, you're very welcome. I enjoy, trying to entertain people. And like I said, I used to be like super shy, and I used to hardly ever, mostly never, want to be on camera. When I used to do videos and not live streams, this live stream thing's a whole new animal for me, because I used to just upload videos to YouTube way back when, and I didn't want to be on camera. I very rarely was I on camera, and now I'm on camera all the time, but it's not because I think I look good or anything like that. I'm not trying to show off, but I feel like, and I've said this before, I feel like it makes these videos more personable for me to actually be on here talking to you guys, as opposed to not showing my face, because some people are kind of interested in who is this person that I'm hearing talk about all these movies and stuff. You can kind of put a face with a name, and that kind of stuff, and I get that. And now I'm on camera so much that I don't even notice. I might notice if I've got a glaring zit, or something like that. But I don't even really pay attention that much that I'm on camera. I'm just basically focusing on you guys, focusing on the chat, and interacting with you guys. Or if I'm doing a watch along, to be paying attention to the movie I'm doing a watch along for, um, and all of that. So, um, and I will tell you guys, for those of you that are shy but would like to be live, but you don't want to be on camera, and I'm sorry I didn't bring this up earlier, but you are not required to be on camera. And I also realize that not everybody has a webcam. So if you ever want to be on here live, but you want to be audio only, that is fine. If you have a webcam, just turn your webcam off, or turn it off in StreamYard or whatever, and you don't even, or point your camera at a stuffed animal or somewhere else where it's not pointed at your face. Texas, that's on here a lot of times, he's audio only because he doesn't have a webcam. So I'm like, that's cool. You can come on here and be audio only. And so if you would want to do that, if you would want to be live on the stream, and you want to talk, during the movie, but you don't want your face to be seen, we can accommodate that. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. So just keep that in mind, guys, especially you new people. Um, so guys, I'm probably gonna go ahead, and I know it's 9:59, but it'll be 10 soon enough. But I want to thank everybody again that joined me for this watch along. Um, Getting so close to the holidays and stuff, I'm glad to have each and every one of you in here. I hope you had a good time. I'm hoping you guys plus anybody else that wants to come in will join me for the watch along tomorrow night for Thou Shalt Not Kill Except. And with all of that being said, I am going to skedaddle on out of here for the night, and I will see everyone on the flip side. Y'all have a good night now.